Alright, so we doing BET Awards, Juvie, affirmative action, Supreme Court saying that you can discriminate against LGBT. The Supreme Court rules businesses now have the right to discriminate against LGBT plus Americans.
That's part of the affirmative action shit.
Word?
Ain't it?
I don't know.
I think that's part of what happened.
Yeah, this is the repost.
But that's why I also be saying, that's why it's fucked up that they tried to attach their goddamn struggle to our struggle as black people. And now everything getting eliminated because of they motherfucking name.
Oh, wow, yeah, we losing shit because
we losing shit because they fucking trying to jump on the train. And now they like, no, stop this shit. Everybody without a pass, get the fuck off. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Anybody without a ticket, gotta get the fuck off the train. And be like, damn, but you know what I'm saying? They said a couple niggas can get on. And all these motherfuckers hopped on the train and got everybody booted off, you know?
Well, yeah, this is NahmTalmBout.
You know what I'm talking
I am Mar Got It All.
about? Deuce the QB.
And and we got a guest from Cali. I'll let you introduce yourself, homie.
Appreciate it. Big Red in the building. Appreciate y'all having me on today. You over here West Coasting. Brother from Cali, living in Vegas right now, enjoying the best part of Sin City. I'm glad to be here with you brothers. Let's get it.
Okay. Yeah, we usually catch you on. If y'all don't know, one of our homies has a weekly show that drops every Thursday on Instagram when they go live. The bar at the bar, and they're just chopping it up about whatever's going on in the news right now, and I jump in there sometimes, and me and my man be having debates, and we just bring it over here this time. That's basically what it is.
So I'm the mediator.
And we can trade about it, the mediator over there too. But yeah, I guess we're gonna start with the BET Awards. I don't know if I want to start with you so we can keep it positive, or I want to start with Red so you can drag it real quick. I don't know which way I want to go. When I asked you if you saw
it, start nice and let him go.
No, this is more fun. When I asked you if you saw it, your answer wasn't no, I didn't have a chance to catch it. It was fuck no. Am I correct? I don't want to misquote you. Okay.
No, I can't watch it because one thing is this, man. Like, I mean, we all know BET is not black owned. We already know this.
But that's not the case anymore.
It is now.
Yeah.
Oh, it is? Okay, well then that's even worse then.
Tyler
Perry got it though.
That's how far back I stopped watching that shit. Because my thing, why it's even worse now because my thing is BET, black entertainment television. And I can't even watch BET because there's nothing positive on the show about us. I'm watching like just in my feed. The only thing I seen on the BET awards was Miley Cyrus doing her thing because it came up in my feed. So I'm like, Miley Cyrus.
When was that?
You know what I'm saying?
I was like,
Miley Cyrus.
When was that? How long ago did you give up on it? When was that? Why was Miley Cyrus on BET?
No, that wasn't 2023.
Hell, yesterday? No. No, this was the first year that Tyler Perry had. As Tyler Perry being the owner of BET now, this is the first year for it. It's celebrating the top 50. It's celebrating the 50-year anniversary.
How can you celebrate 50 years of hip hop and you ain't got MC Hammer in there?
I mean, we can't tell. This is one thing I've learned also, because there are a lot of celebrations for hip hop turning 50. And a lot of people get mad, like, yo, why they had this person, and never wonder about what that person said. Because you got a lot of people just chipping in doing it for the love. You know, other niggas like, no, I got to get paid to do this type of shit. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of that shit happens, you know what I mean?
No, and I totally get that, but I mean, not even to mention, like, I mean, come on, we all have to be, you know what I mean? We all got to understand, I mean, MC Hammer was a movement. You know what I'm saying? MC Hammer was a movement. Too Short was a movement, man. They see when we do the hip hop awards and shit, man. The shit will be in LA, but we tend to leave out a lot of the West Coast artists that really put people on the map.
But I think that's the problem right now, bro. Like they're celebrating hip hop turning 50. So with the writer strike going on, they didn't have a host. So Kid Capri was the host. So that made stuff move a lot smoother. Long story short, they have segments. So they have a whole segment dedicated to the West where artists came out. Like 10 different artists came out, did a verse from their song, moved on to the next one. So like I feel like the love was being shown to a lot of small pockets that usually don't get shown love because this is celebrating hip hop turning 50, you know what I mean? Like I've been enjoying a lot of the different type of shows they've been putting out to celebrate hip hop, you know what I mean? Because it gives
BET?
not just BET, just shows in general. It's like a lot of stuff that's been coming out for the whole celebration. 50 people been doing it. Like if you got a regular, like if the Grammys will probably have something for hip hop turning 50. So I'm saying all that shit's going on all the time. You know what I mean? So that's just kind of dope. Funny thing that happened.
We're showing a lot of love to hip hop.
You said what?
I'll tell you right now, I've been delving into the whole. We're showing a lot of love and respect for the culture and for the talent and for the industry, the art. Japan, China, Korea.
Yeah. I mean, it's hip hop. Hip hop influences.
They're actually because I came over. I'm actually like they actually are still loving the essence of the music. You understand what I'm saying? Like they don't like they're artists over there. They're not SoundCloud artists. You know what I mean? They're real. And my thing about this is why I stopped watching BET because I'll tell you, I'm gonna be straight up. All that promotion like that, all that twerking and all that fake ass hair, all the fucking eyelashes. Is this the best we got? Is this red carpet? Is this the all we got? You know what I mean? Like, come on now. You got brothers dressing like females. You got brothers that are females or trying to be females on stage promoting shit. You know what I'm saying? I just can't get behind that shit. Because if we're going to celebrate black entertainment and we're going to celebrate black excellence, that's not it. That's why I stopped watching BET.
So you watch like the Grammys and all them other award shows?
I don't watch none of that shit either.
You don't watch no award shows?
I don't watch any of those self-idolizing award shows. I just can't. Because the thing is, it's all those shit is it's already picked by somebody. They want these numbers and they want these numbers. And when they talk about, these people voted for this, ain't nobody asked me. My vote ain't in there. So
you ain't part of the board. You ain't part of the billboard.
They only asked 100 people.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I mean. So I'm like, that's what don't make sense to me. Like, it's not a real representation of black excellence on the biggest night that we have control of media, on the night that we have control of TV, on the night where everybody finna be watching. You telling me this is the best we have to offer?
But that's why I'm curious because you have so much vigor, but you didn't watch this year's award show.
No. And I'm saying, and like I said, I haven't watched them in a long time because that has been put into me a lot, like years and years ago.
I agree because
I don't. If this one is any different, if this was different, I would love for somebody to tell me, no, bro, this might be one to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't have suggested because I feel like I don't watch BET because I don't really agree with the main shows they got on. Besides when Baby Boy comes on, everybody gets out of Baby Boy.
They do have one positive show.
What's that?
The little Ace commercial they have.
The A's commercial?
Yeah, that's just positive.
That's just positive. My man with the beard to go off the screen.
Yeah, that's just positive.
That's positive than a motherfucker to you undetectable, right?
Positive and shit.
I see what you did there.
And so what's another thing too, man? Even the commercials, man. Man, you ain't seen one. Like, where's the McDonald's Michael Jordan commercial? Now y'all see that. Now y'all see the Vic Harvey and brothers trying to be undetectable and be engaged in the commercials. Like, where's the commercials about the brothers? I ain't see one protein commercial. I ain't see one testosterone commercial. When black men in their 40s, over 40s, we have the lowest amount of testosterone running through our body than anybody other than white male. But I mean, where's all those commercials that are pumping positive things? Like, I don't see none of that shit.
Frank Thomas trying to help us out with the eugenics shit.
But that's only because he had Doug Flutie.
But eugenics, that's another thing too, is that's some bullshit too, because Frank Thomas, he owns some bullshit too with that eugenics. That shit isn't good for us because it actually bad for your liver, bad for your kidneys, because what your body needs to process it, and the amount of testosterone you're getting is so minute, you're gonna have to take it for 18 weeks before you start to notice anything. And I only know that because I'm actually physically on testosterone therapy. I inject myself once a week. I do injections of myself at the house once a week of pure testosterone.
What made you get on that journey, if you don't mind me asking?
You said what?
What made you get on that journey, if you don't mind me asking?
So I keep 100, man. I used to be I was a bodybuilder. And I'm 6'4", I was about 290. And I was just loving it. And then I got into a motorcycle accident. I got down to about, I was 6'4", like 230, 215. I got down to 215. I looked all sick and gaunt to myself. So I started going back into the gym, but I didn't have there's something missing. And I'm like, man, I can't get myself to push through. And then my drive was going away. And so I went to the doctor, checked my numbers and all that. And my testosterone, my natural testosterone level is low because I'm 44. And then plus also too, I'll just put like this, all the additives and preservatives I've enjoyed through my life that lowers certain shit in your body. So I went into that, so I looked into the different T therapies because ultimately, testosterone is the building block of men. So without the lower testosterone, that's when, you start to get more tired. That's when you're not able to build muscle mass. That's when you're not able to produce and move your food around your body like you need to. So, it starts dropping off at age 30. It takes a big dip at 35. It takes another dip at 40. So at 44, I'm running on I'm damn near on E. So I'm actually, so I got into the therapy just to get me back because I'm still in the gym. And boxing, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing this. I'm in the gym 6 days a week, so I needed something, organically in my body that was natural in order to be able to give my body that natural push that I needed to get me back to being who I am. Honestly.
Okay. I ain't nothing wrong with that.
And that's not just muscle. That has to do with like cognitive ability, digestive ability. Nutritional ability, you know what I mean? It's just testosterone is very important, which is why men start to break down in their 40s. They start to develop that midsection, the fat bod. They're tired all the time and shit like that. And also mentally you're tired because, we're using our brain all the fucking time as men to take care of ourselves, take care of our family, think for our kids, think for ourselves, think for the people around us. You know what I'm saying? So mentally we're all drained. So it helps that as well.
Oh, well, he answered my question.
Oh, that's what's up.
You got to listen.
All right, well, shit. Before we wrap up the BET conversation, was there anything that you enjoyed from the BET Awards, dudes?
I love the Busta shit, man.
Yeah,
I love the Busta shit.
Yeah, both the speech and the
performance.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He actually did better at the jump.
At the show?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
He actually did better there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can see he getting a little old. He can't do the
Yeah. And it's funny you see how important Split Star is.
Yeah.
And how they both just work together. How perfect. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like you said, the speech though. Like the speech was dope, man. You know what I mean? Like he was like, that feature shit, I kind of pioneered that. That's basically what he was saying.
How you said he was doing it though? I was like, that shit
when you asked him what he liked about it, he brought up, you know what I'm saying, y'all talking about Busta Rhymes. Yeah. So that leads me to believe that ain't nothing new that's enjoyable. So even what y'all enjoyed was something from the old school brother coming back, doing his thing.
No, it wasn't that. It was, to me, I love Black joy. So to see young niggas mouthing the words to Busta, and to see how some of these old niggas was mouthing the words when the young dudes was up. Yeah. Like, I enjoyed all that, even when it's music that I don't like. Because I'm very grab my water hose, tell a nigga to get off my lawn when it comes to hip-hop. But I understand that hip-hop is just an expression of what it is.
The time.
My whole problem with hip-hop and whack music is I don't like that it's portrayed as what hip-hop is. But it's only portrayed as what hip-hop is. The media are the ones that say that this is what hip-hop is. That's not us. Like, we know what hip-hop is. They're trying to tell us what hip-hop is, but we know what hip-hop is. Go ahead.
Right.
Would you say, Ray? My bad.
No. I said you're 100% right, man. Like the music now, and see, that's something, you know what I mean? And that's something, like, music nowadays, this isn't hip-hop, you know what I'm saying? But when you're talking about the joy, like, you know what I mean? Like, I find joy in myself being with my nephew, you know what I'm saying? He just turned 16, you know what I mean? But I'm hanging with my nephew, and I'm able to jam to his songs and stuff like that a little bit, like, you know what I mean? Like, I do find joy in that, you know what I mean? Because it does bridge a little bit. I feel that.
But that's why I say it is hip-hop. Because it's an expression of the times. Times are so fickle and fragile and flippy-floppy and wishy-washy and half gay, half heterosexual. You know what I'm saying? So the rap music, half gay, half heterosexual. It's real flippy-floppy. It's real motherfuckers snitching on yourself. It's real killing each other. You know what I'm saying? It's real unstable because that's the times we living in right now. It's unstable times. So they expressing themselves. And niggas is real content. So it ain't really like, you know what I'm saying? We wait until the next black tragedy for niggas to make a record about it. But there's nobody consistently speaking out, you know what I mean? Because it's ignorant. You know what I'm saying?
And those that do don't have the channels, or we don't pay attention to those shit. Like the fact that Joyner Lucas, every single song that he puts out, like
You say something,
bro. But at the same time, like, we can admit that in our 20s, it's 11 o'clock at night. I don't want to hear niggas saying nothing to me right now. I want to hear some. I only want to hear the words. Just let me know when the hook comes. That's the part I know. Like, you got to understand that's a part of You can say hip hop. There's many facets
No,
to it.
but see, and there's one thing about like, and I mean, because I'm big on words. Like words mean a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm a verbal linguist. You know what I'm saying? I'm into that shit. And my thing sometimes, like our music, and this is where we're old brothers. And to the other brother, man, I appreciate that comment because it is hip hop. Just because us old heads are stuck in our hip hop ways, the brothers before us didn't think our shit was hip hop. And then the brother, you know what I'm saying? And we don't think they shit is hip hop. We can't get stuck on this. No, hip hop is ours. And this is what it is. Hip hop is ever evolving. It is our culture ever evolving into the next generation. If that's what these niggas is listening to, that's what. I mean, we had crap ass music too. We had one hit wonders, but that was still hip hop. That was just our era of it. And you know what I mean? And we do have to pay homage and show love and encourage the next generation, the next movement of hip hop. And we, instead of just going like, oh, that's not hip hop. Our hip hop was, you know what I mean? We actually kind of, because they need our help.
Yeah.
Because their music is so repetitive, it's so drumline, it's so mumble, it's so, I mean, there's no, like, our music had a message in it. Like, when you had, and you got brothers spitting, they was actually trying to tell you something. You know what I'm saying? Brothers were trying to get you, whether it was gangster shit, whether it was player shit, whether it was pimping shit, but they was trying to get a message across.
Right. And I think the more our generation distance ourselves from their generation, the music gets whacker, and you can't expect them to get better. Because they need the guidance.
Because the times are whack.
They need our help. Yep, and that's why we can't just be like, oh man, that shit ain't hip hop. I don't even fuck with it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they need our help, and us knowing that they need our help. How, you know what I mean? We as you know what I'm saying, as the predecessors, you know what I'm saying? Us knowing they need our help. Why would we pull ourselves back like, man, I ain't help fuck with this nigga. You don't know what hip hop is.
You get tired of being told, step back, OG, I got this. You know
right. And but at the same time, OG's got to understand. Listen, youngsters gonna tell you that. And you got to be OG enough to be like, look, I know you got it, but let me show you what the hook gonna be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to give these niggas. That's the thing is like OGs are so quick to cut the young niggas off. Like, nah, homie. Okay, you got it. Well, fuck it. You got it. Well, do your thing. And when we say that, when OG say, "Oh, do your thing," it's not in an encouraging tone. It's actually in a discouraging affirmation.
You're gonna learn yourself.
But you're under tutelage.
Yeah.
Watch this.
So when niggas used to be like, oh man, when you tell them something like, oh, I know. Don't take that as disrespect, like, oh, this nigga think he know everything. No, that's just a response, dog. You know, when OG was talking to you when you was young, you was like, oh, okay, OG, I got you. But you think you knew. You know what I'm saying? And that is the thing I be telling OG, stop cutting these niggas off so quick when they be like, oh, I know, I've been there. And you be like, nigga, you ain't been there. You ain't been on the earth for 2 decades. Nigga, I've been on this motherfucker 4 decades. Nigga, you ain't been through, like, cut it out, OG. What you mad at him for? And he was going after you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing.
Like, Mo always laugh at me for my, I got a quote I be saying to these young niggas. You know what I'm saying? Mo always laugh at me when I say it. I've been your age, young nigga. You might not make it to mine. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of hate. There's a little hate with it, I guess.
But I say all the time. I tell you, because I even say this to this day. I'm 44. When I'm talking to about my brother, my older brothers, I'm like, listen, I still hope to make it to your age. And so when I talk to young brothers, like, listen, I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, but what I can tell you is how to get from your age to my age. That's all I can tell you. It's how to get from where you are to where I am because I walked that lane. I can tell you what it looks like. Then what you don't understand at a young age is what this looks like. Because there's a lot of niggas that are older than you that are more successful than you. But at the same time, that nigga we learn from homeless. You know what I'm saying? The OG homeless dude on the corner. You know, because he's been here for so long. You know what I'm saying? But the difference was our OGs that were homeless, they were getting veterans and shit like that coming back and stuff like that. These veterans is just crackheads. It's a little bit different. I mean,
but they was once up though. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Like I done talked to a lot of them too. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas was once up. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so they got knowledge to tell you, nigga, I was there one time. And you know what I'm saying? I fucked around with the wrong thing and here I am. You know what I mean?
And see, that's what all the time. Because it's not always the message. It's most of the time, it's the messenger.
Yeah, it's the messenger.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to be shot to know it hurts, but if you want to know what the recovery time is, if you want to know what it really feels like to be shot, you want to know what that beeping sounds like when you wake up from that surgery, I can tell you that. But that's in knowledge of something who's been through it. And you can tell, so you have to have dealt with somebody that has been through something to really be able to understand and not just know or not have just heard it. You know what I'm saying? As like a snippet. You gotta delve into it, and which is like to your point, like you talk to somebody, a homeless man on the street, man, this man has knowledge. This man is acting in these. This man is these streets, not in these streets. Like, okay, I'm in these streets.
No, he's been through it. He's seen it.
He's seen it. You know what I'm saying? He sat there and watched it the whole time.
Yeah. Speaking of seeing it, did y'all see the Tiny Desk?
Yeah,
For
Juvie?
Juvie?
Yeah, Juvie joint.
Did y'all know the story behind how it came to be? Do y'all remember that part? The niggas was on Twitter.
No. Actually, and I mean, before you get to that, I thought it was kind of dope. I thought that was dope.
Oh no, it's fire. It's definitely fire. Niggas was like on Twitter like, yo, Juvie should do a tiny desk. And Juvie's like, what the fuck is a tiny desk? All angry and shit, you know what I mean? And then he come back like, oh yeah, that's how I do it.
Tiny desk is.
Yeah. But yeah, and it's funny because we watched that joint and then it sent us down a rabbit hole of just a lot of other different. We watched about maybe like another hour or two of just tiny desk episodes. Yeah, real fire. But yeah, like I said, the Juvie joint was.
That Usher joint.
The Usher joint? Yeah, we watched the Mac Miller joint was fire.
Yeah,
it was Tyler the Creator joint was alright.
Okay.
Yeah, Wale. But yeah, the Juvie joint, man, it was just that era. It just felt good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You back.
Man, definitely like a lesbian, yo.
Yeah. He used to get back auntie and shit.
Every time I hear that shit about man, you can't unsee it. I hate when niggas tell me that early, because that means that's all I'm seeing for the rest of the fucking shit, yo. Yeah, but that was definitely, it was just the times, man. It was just so fire. Were you, what coast were you on doing, their hype?
The No Limit, the Cash Money era?
Yeah, doing the Cash Money joint, Red.
That's why it was back then when Manny Fresh came out.
Yeah.
I was that part.
You was always on the West?
Oh yeah, Bay Area town nigga. You know what I'm saying? I went from Bakersfield to the Bay. You know what I mean? I'm West Coasting. I mean, all my life, I'm a California nigga. That's all I know. I've been around the world. I played pro ball in Germany. I was in the Army and all that. Lived in St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands, lived in Miami. I actually just moved to Vegas from Baltimore. I did a little 8-year stint out there on the East Coast.
How long were you on the East Coast then?
8 years.
8 years? Okay.
You gotta listen.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but no, it was, and I'm gonna tell you right now, as far as the East Coast, hated it 100%. I couldn't stand it. The weather, the women, and the weed was just horrible. Oh, my God.
What can you say?
I wouldn't trade it for anything else in my life.
You said what, my bad?
As far as career-wise, I wouldn't have traded it for anything else in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because one thing I moved to Baltimore, you know what I'm saying? I was in Virginia, you know what I'm saying? Well, like Northern Virginia by DC, you know what I'm saying? And then in Baltimore. So, you know what I mean? That's when I talk about, you know what I'm saying, when I lived down the street from, you know what I'm saying, Morgan State. You know what I mean? Like, as a black person, as a black man, that was just an environment that I didn't even know that was available for me to succeed in career-wise. So that was dope to me.
Yeah.
And that was one thing I would say, like, I hated it. Like, I felt, because to me, I'm a nigga from Cali, been traveled the world. Baltimore was too small for me. I felt like I was a big dog in a kiddie pool. I'm like, I can't do this. The mentality was too small. The you know what I'm saying? Like I say, the weather, the women, and the weed was horrible. I'm like, I can't fuck with this shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? So it was bothering me. But what that did, that allowed me to take all my external influences away, and I was just able to focus on the job and button down. And then my career blew up. And before I knew it, I was sitting on the nest egg, and I'm like, damn, I'm balling. And then before I even knew it, because I was just so focused on work and not dealing with the bullshit. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm balling. I was like, all right, bet. Now I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Moved to Vegas, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And took that career to the next level. And shit, now I'm living my life in a heck.
That's hurt, man.
So when it comes to the East Coast, like, man, I didn't tell you, I'll tell motherfuckers in a minute, dog. DC was always good to me. DA was always good to me. Baltimore, it was all right to you, boy. You know what I mean? It was all right, I ain't gonna lie to you, it was all right, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, I would not have traded that for the world. And with all the shit that I've been through, all the shit that I have done, that is where that actually set me to be the most successful in my future moving forward. Is that time I spent on the East Coast, just buckled down, you know what I'm saying, being a fucking lion in a cage. I'm like, oh, hell no. That makes you have to sit your ass down. And sometimes that's what niggas need, is just to be sat the fuck down.
Yeah.
So you said you played pro ball.
Which is why, you know what I'm saying, which is why when niggas come to my house, I sit their motherfucking ass down. Shit. Fuck down, nigga. Let's learn something. Shit.
So you said you played pro ball. Where you play at?
Frankfurt, Germany.
For who?
In Frankfurt, Germany. Frankfurt Skyline.
Okay. What's that? Football?
Basketball.
Yeah.
Oh, you play ball? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they got football in Germany, do
they? Yeah.
They do?
Yeah, they do.
They got pro football in Germany?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got, niggas just like over here. They got their own leagues and shit. It ain't a third world country.
They got football.
I mean, it's some country that's known for their pro league. I think that's how it is.
I mean, you know, it ain't. They ain't got like the greatest football players in Germany.
No, they're all bad. It's funny.
It is Germany, nigga.
What position did you play in football?
I played wide receiver. I played indoor football.
You played indoor football?
Yeah, indoor.
Okay.
But I played basketball. I was a guard in basketball. I was a point guard,
Point
shooting
guard?
guard, depending on who were playing.
Okay. 6'4" point guard too. Jeez.
No, because 6'4" is little on the court out there.
I'm from Richmond. 6'4" is a fucking
Professional.
giant, nigga. Like,
Nigga, yeah, 6'4", nigga. That's average height, nigga. It's nerds walking around 6'4".
no, but back in our era, nigga, 6'1" and 5'11" with a point guard heights. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Like Ron Strickland, them like 6'1" and 5'11".
Yeah, true.
Yeah. How long did you play ball over there? Do you already answer
1.5 seasons. And then I became a statistic. A nigga that got injured, didn't rehab properly.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? Signed the contract to get released from the team because I didn't rehab properly, come back right. You know what I'm saying? Because we'll say the additives and preservatives and just live in another country, not, you know what I'm saying, being too young with too much money and not enough responsibility. You know what I mean? And didn't handle business, so that ended tragically.
Okay. We seen this post online or whatever. In a game right now, how many points could you put up in the pro game right now?
Oh, but you know, I still hoop, nigga. I still be hooping at the park, and I still work out, nigga. I'm still training, my nigga. I'm not like the rest of these 44-year-old niggas.
Nigga, you talking to 40-year-olds just put the ball in
12, 5, and 2.
We ball also, nigga. But I'm saying, we give you your props.
With these niggas right now, nigga, I can definitely get you about 12 to 15, you know what I'm saying, 5 to 7 boards, at least 3 to 5 assists. That's easy money.
Easy money. Okay.
That's easy money. No. Because I'm playing with these niggas, and the thing is, like, because... And this is, you know, it just comes with being play the game on an accelerated level, on a professional level. Like, you know, they say the game slows down. I'm on the court out here, you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, I'll be out here with these, you know, UNLV, you know, boys out here, these college students and shit like that. You know what I mean? They, you know, think they got these sweet jumpers and stuff like that. But the difference is they don't see the game like I see the game. You know what I'm saying? They don't see the holes in the pockets. They haven't done the certain practices and certain drills and certain shit that I see, you know what I mean, and just coaching and tutelage that I've been in where I can see the game. I'm like, oh, and I'm like, here, go here, bam. And they're like, oh, good look. They're like, man, I didn't even see that. And so when I'm out on the court, niggas be like, hey, somebody get coach. Because I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm talking to my defender, like, man, I'm pinning you down. You're like, no, you're not. Bam. I'm like, I told you, I got you. You know what I mean? I'm out here coaching them while I'm on the court with them. And then they let me do like, hey, coach, hey, let me holler at you. You know what I mean? Like, when I get to court, nigga, I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing.
You got do you have time to still play in any leagues out there?
Yeah, we got the Tarkanian League out here every Friday.
Okay.
I get you in.
And it's funny, like that's what keeps you in shape though. Just that one or two, just that one game a week can make sure you're in shape just for that for a long time.
But you know, like I said, you know, I work out 6 days a week and I do boxing class 5 days a week. So you know what I'm saying? I stay using my body. You know what I mean? Because like I tell motherfuckers all the time, I was like, fuck these youngsters. I'm doing it for my era. I'm not running nothing. Fuck that, because I mean, I'll be out here. I get tired of being out in this court. And you know what I'm saying? I'm balling and shit out here with brothers. They have no idea how old I am because I'm out there just getting it. You know what I'm saying? And then they be talking about, oh, man, you know, I'm an old man out here. You know, I'm an old man just running with you youngsters. I'm like, oh, yeah, OG. I'm like, how old is you, OG? You're like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be 40 this month. I'm like, oh, damn, OG, that's what's up. I'm 44. He was, oh, yeah, for real? And all of a sudden, like, yes, nigga. So now what you talking that bullshit?
Making us look bad out here, nigga.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, niggas, I'm tired of niggas acting like just because you hit a certain number, nigga, that's you're dying. Nigga, I'm not dying. Nigga, I'm in my prime. I'm like John Wick 5.
You know what I'm saying? I broke a 60-yard on these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Let them know.
Still got it.
You know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
You know what I'm saying? I might be 42, but I'm all over this shit. You know what I'm saying?
The other reason I'm only going to be able to put up about 12 is because I'm going to foul out.
Yeah. I ain't gonna let none of you niggas dunk on me, goddamn. Fuck that.
I'm like, fuck that. I play aggressive.
Yeah. Ain't nobody dunking on me, goddamn.
Shit. Well, yeah, before we get out of here, I want to talk a little bit about the affirmative action. And the affirmative action, it is just for college admission as of now, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So let me tell you, so real quick. So just I'm gonna drop one name, one statistic on y'all. Marjorie Taylor Greene, senator, was during the pandemic. She was forgiven for $100,000 loan.
Student
She
loan?
was just forgiven by Marjorie Taylor Greene. She was forgiven for $100,000 in loans for businesses in her school. She is a senator and she is personally responsible for underneath her 90,000 people who need loan forgiveness under this debt relief that was turned down. He was one of the senators who struck down this proposal, and she herself received over 100,000. It was like 117 or something like that. $117,000, $120,000 in debt forgiveness, in debt relief, which pays off some of bad business debts and some of her school debts. And she is a senator in charge of over 90,000 people who would qualify for this debt relief and this affirmative action. 90,000 people. And you're telling me that she signed no to let other people enjoy the same privilege that she enjoys? That's where my issue lies.
And it's weird because I seen the news come out about, Biden's student junk come out, and then the next day I seen that junk and I didn't hear any more about it. Because I definitely forgot all about that. I forgot all about that till you just brought it back up, man. I forgot all about the student loan situation.
I seen the joint where Clarence Thomas was the only person of any ethnicity on that side.
So the dissidents were Ketanji Jackson, Sotomayor, the Ketanji Jackson, our sister in the Supreme Court, Sotomayor, the Spanish lady, and then one white lady, I forget her name. But those were the only three dissidents from the votes. They literally voted, and they've actually come out with statements like, "Nah, this is not good. That's why we didn't go with it." But instead, it ain't Uncle Tom no more. It's Uncle Clarence.
Yeah. Uncle Clarence.
Uncle Clarence Tom.
Own that.
You know what I'm saying? He took the Tom and made it Thomas. See, I got to put an ass on that.
Yeah. And
I'm like, and that's the thing. He's sitting in here smiling like a motherfucker with all his motherfucking people.
Tell you just like Uncle Ruggers too. No relation.
No relation.
That nigga Clarence Thomas ain't no relation.
No, he ain't. He can't come to the cookout, my man. He ain't invited to the cookout.
Nah, nigga, you better eat that raisin potato salad.
I'm telling you, he gonna bring that ambrosia salad.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, nigga.
With a motherfucking pickle garnish and shit.
This is the problem that we have with brothers, you know what I'm saying? Which is why, like, when we started this shit, like, brothers need to holler at brothers, man, and stop looking down on brothers. Because we have this bad thing in our culture and in our people, like, when brothers and sisters get successful, man, we think everybody else got to do the same thing and we don't need to help them. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem, is like, man, we don't, and the people that are giving back, there's so few of us when there's so many people that need help. You know what I'm saying? So we get exhausted. You know what I'm saying? But we all need it. But I'm saying as a collective, man, we gotta help each other. We gotta take care of each other. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell you now, I'm a Busta Rhymes fan, being from Cali. So I'm actually kind of mad. I miss him get his award. You feel me? So I'm gonna check that out.
Lifetime Achievement Award is what it was. It was definitely. And like I said, the speech.
Busta deserved it.
The speech is really what it's all about, because he was talking about how when leaders of the new school broke up and he didn't really know like what he was gonna do, and he had mouths to feed. You know what I mean? So he was pulling up the studios with weed.
Yeah, he said I'll roll up a fat ass J and pull up to the studio, act like I forgot something in there, and then be past the weed. He said, I know I ain't got to leave now. My weed burning. Then he be like, shit, if y'all got it, y'all don't get to hear something. You know what I'm saying? I got something for this.
He's like, I don't let him hear it until I get in the joint.
And then you can't hear nothing until I get in there. Then you like, yo, shit, you gotta keep it. You know what I'm saying?
That's that grind time that these youngsters need to hear, man. Because there's so much in the social media shit that they're like, oh, well, this kid's 12 years old. He made $5 million on YouTube. Yeah. Okay, but that's an anecdotal success story, my nigga. We're always gonna have those. We're always gonna have tales of the horse that runs fastest and wins the Triple Crown. There's always gonna be stories, my nigga. There's always gonna be stories. But the grind, and this is what people forget. Everybody talking about hustling, because hustling is a quick movement. Oh, let me hustle this real quick. Let me bip this real quick. Okay, that's cool. Hustling money goes faster than hustling money goes fast as it comes. But the thing is, these young niggas don't understand the grind. And that is something that is just, I mean, we as just older people, we always make sure the next generation didn't have to go through the shit we went through. Make sure they didn't have to struggle like we did. But and actually, we actually handicapped them niggas, and now we mad at them because they don't understand the grind. The grind is actually, you know what I'm saying, on that grinder. You got to grind that motherfucker down, like making a statue out of stone. You know what I'm saying? Like we understand that kind of grind. It takes time. It takes blood, sweat, and tears. Nowadays, these kids want to be famous, and you got these women thinking they business entrepreneurs on OnlyFans because they're making a quick buck without having to fuck. I'm telling you, this shit right here, we need to explain these kids the grind. So having Busta talk about that shit with on BET, you hear these niggas listening, I'm behind that. Because 100%, dog, it is the grind. Like, for me, when brothers didn't talk to me, yeah, I'm very well, I'm very successful, very wealthy. I take very good care of myself. I have a very good fucking life. But the thing I talk about most is about being homeless and eating out of the fucking trash can. I tell motherfuckers that all about dropping out of high school and how I react, all kind of shit. I never tell anybody about the glory of the story. I want them to know, like, you want to look at me like, oh, I'm trying to be like you, big dog. Well, then go eat out the trash and be homeless for 2 years. You're like, well, hold on, dog, I don't want to do that. Exactly. That's the grind that we need to talk to them about.
Part of the story you can't evade.
Exactly. I mean, because you know what I mean, it's the story that ends up becoming the glory. And the story is, and the glory is celebrated by the champion who was able to sustain what he had to sustain to get through the story, to get to the glory. I'm working him right there.
You always say it's about the journey.
The armor is built by scars.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, because that's where you find out. That's where you find out what kind of man you are. That's where you find out your testicular fortitude. That's where you find out what kind of person you really are. What kind of soul and spirit you have.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It comes through the story. Everybody really pops champagne at the end. Trust me, I can invite broke niggas and tell them, hey, put your best clothes on. I'm buying everything. Nigga, they will show up and celebrate like they won the trophy. Yeah. Broke as a motherfucker gotta go back home and they pumpkin. You know what I'm saying? But they will celebrate at my celebration. If I'm paying for everything, they will celebrate like they are me. 100%. You know what I mean? So, no, nigga, It is that motherfucking journey where you find out who you are and who's gonna ride with you, who's gonna come with you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem is these niggas is getting shot by their best partners because their best partners is looking at them. You don't understand? This nigga been looking at you this whole time getting money and y'all ain't been doing shit. But if your partner grind with you, he gonna make sure that you don't fall because y'all grind his grind, he understands the grind. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we missing. Everybody going for self right now. Nah, nigga, sometimes niggas need to understand that when you grinding, you gotta reach your hand out. Hey, homie, I'm on the grind with you. And I mean, you need niggas to grind with you, not hustle with you, and spend 6 to 10 years with you.
Shit, you could spend 6 to 10 years with a motherfucker and he still be a snake behind bar. You know what I mean? Behind her.
But the thing is, like, when you, and this is where when you go and do that 6 to 10 years, nigga. If this nigga gets 6 to 10 years and you don't know if this nigga's false, then nigga, you took that nigga for granted. You weren't paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas can't. Because I'm telling you, a flamingo. I mean, it can only be a flamingo. I mean, it's gonna pick that leg up. If the flamingo will stand there all day, but catch you like, oh, nigga, your leg up? Oh, nigga, you a flamingo? I thought you was an eagle. I knew this nigga was standing false. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna be able to keep both legs on the ground for too long. So that's just where it's you know what I'm saying? You gotta watch them because also too, brothers that, you know what I mean? Brothers are sharks and niggas are sucklefish. You know what I'm saying? You get real brothers that are sharks that are really in this water, really grinding, really eating, and really getting it. And you got sucklefish just sucking on the side of the sharks, you know what I'm saying? Waiting to get a little bit of the fluid that come out their mouth. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? As sharks, we got to understand, man. So what do I always say? I always say, watch for the snakes. Everybody tells you watch for the snakes, but nobody tells you to watch for the koalas. The soft, cuddly, all holding you real good, but they eating all your eucalyptus, and they're going to go to the next tree when it's gone.
All your eucalyptus, nigga. Shit.
I'm trying to tell you, but then you don't tell you about that. Because no, man, they're furry, they're fluffy. Oh, look at the koala. Shit. Gone. I mean, off to the next tree.
You know what I'm saying? And it be shit where they was.
Facts. Nigga leaving shit where they left. You know what I'm saying? And don't give a fuck about it. You know what I mean? But as far as you were talking about, as far as the BET man on the Black Excellence thing, like I'm glad we do have a platform. You know what I mean? And so I'm glad brothers are getting some kind of play. You know what I mean? But ultimately, we need more than just the BET and stuff like that because they're still. You know what I'm saying? They're still trying to perpetuate a certain message and narrative that just is not. It doesn't work for the black community. It just doesn't. So
yeah,
I think we gotta stop that. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of watching my sisters twerk with all this bullshit. I'm tired of it.
I think we need to find a way to support a lot of these. I think it's the fact there's a lot of small people trying to do stuff right now. And either we don't know about them or we're not going to support them because they don't have the tenure But you don't
And you say this
understand,
all
like,
the
every
time, but
company.
that is a book statement. I'm gonna tell you right now. You always talk about like there are a lot of good brothers, a lot of people in good spaces. They just don't have the exposure. They don't have the access to get their message out. Mm-hmm. You're 100% right. And you know what I mean. But some of that has to do with their message is being halted. Their message is being paused. Their message is being clouded so that it doesn't get through. Because there are some brothers, there are some people, like you're right, there are some small and they're really trying to do some things and shit, but they can't get the airplay. They can't get the airtime. They can't get their message across. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe they don't show off like this. They don't show like that. You know what I mean? Or
so who is that? Who is that on? Is that on the customer? Is that on them? Because the media is always going to be a middleman. Because we don't. Even though there isn't a middle, there always going to be a middleman. I'm about to say we can go directly to my man's, but it's still you doing it through Instagram. So you're still doing it through one of their platforms.
Unfortunately, because of the way society is built, we have to go where the money is.
Yeah.
So if the money's paying for this, and you got to eat, that's the job you're gonna take.
But that's why I asked who is it to blame, because if they gonna follow the money. If they gonna follow the money, say we're making, because we all talk about the fact that y'all put out garbage shit, and that's what they're gonna support. So we're putting out positive shit, and the customers are coming to it. Would they follow that? But the fact that we need a message going on would not make them support.
See, and I'm with you. In order to make the change, yes. But the problem, in order to make a change, you're asking people who are starving. They're like, "Fuck, I wouldn't normally do this role. I wouldn't normally take this check, but I got to eat and I got mouths to feed." So it's kind of hard to put the pressure on them. Like, "Oh man, you just should turn that down." But in order for it to change, they're going to have to turn it down. And then, so where do those people in turn go to get food for their family? You know what I'm saying? So it's hard. It's like, okay, well, he doesn't want to do this. It goes against what he believes in, but what he does believe in is feeding his family. So a man's gonna do what a man has to do.
So it's on the customer then, because if he chooses to take this route to go get that money, we don't support that. So it's on the customer then, right?
As far as music goes, it's on all of us for allowing music to be controlled by outside forces.
Say what?
It's on all of us for allowing music to be controlled by outside forces.
Just following the money.
We're forcing the money to go to a direction that fits their narrative. The people in control. You know what I'm saying? We all know they're
because they have the checkbook. They got the bank accounts.
Right. So they're gonna control the narrative because you're following their dollars. See what I'm saying? So Snyder is gonna make sure that the music fits his narrative. So I'm only gonna back and be behind drill rap because that fits the narrative I want to push anyway.
But it goes back on me to not support drill rap because then he's not making any money, so nobody's going to create that music.
So why I say all of us for allowing that to happen. But at the same time, all shut it all down and put our money behind
even though, you know what I'm saying, we like fuck it. We don't really, some niggas don't fuck with drill rap, but at the same time, like, all right, nigga, okay, I know this nigga just trying to make music. Like, we still got, we still want to show love to our people. Like, you got to understand this nigga trying to eat, he making music.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna hold you. When Chief Keef came out on the BET Awards, to see how everybody was rapping that song, that shit I don't like. I mean, everybody, young, old. That's what you go to. Like that go back to what you said earlier. Like, no, this is hip hop because of the expression of what's going on. You know what I mean? And it go with like,
wait the time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what our music did. You know what I'm saying? We were rapping about certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Easy, you know what I'm saying? All that kind of shit. You know, and you know what I'm saying? And Too Short, we was rapping about that kind of shit. But that message just doesn't perpetuate nowadays because times are different. So, you know what I mean? That's why, man, I almost smacked the shit out this little nigga mouth talking about, he like, no, I really don't bump no Pac. I say, excuse me, sir? I just said, you don't slap no Pac. You mean Tupac, right? He's like, yeah, I don't really listen. I haven't really heard anything from Pac. You ain't really heard nothing from Tupac?
But I was thinking about this the other day, man. Like, we get mad at kids.
Like 2 years old.
We get mad at kids that didn't, I mean, like, think about the fact that all these little niggas Vaughn in them. Yeah. They're 20. They're 21, which means Big died 5 years before.
96. You know what I'm saying? These niggas was born in 2002.
Like we go through our discography. We ain't got old niggas in our shit. I mean, no. We ain't got We got Rakim.
I got some Marvin Gaye.
Did he die before 82?
Yeah.
When Marvin Gaye died? When Marvin Gaye died?
80 something.
I don't know when Marvin Gaye died.
I thought he died in the 80s. My bad.
No, I think it was like 70s. Pops killed him.
Yeah, I know that part. Yeah. But that's my whole. But we don't have a bunch of. I understand they're the greats, but they're the greats from people before my time. There's no reason for them to, because I fell back on the argument, like how you making hip hop but you don't know Big, you don't know Pop. Nigga, that was 5 years before I even touched Earth, my nigga. Like, before I even touched Earth. It's not.
No, and that's why, no, I'm saying, and that's why I didn't smack him, because I'm like, nah, I guess you got a point. You know what I'm saying?
Just adjust it to him.
Like, I mean, there's shit. And my thing is, I got that shit pumping in my shit. I'm doing 170.
But I think that's the great thing about
bumping Pac, nigga. That's still my inspiration.
I think that's the great thing about great artists, though. You can be like, damn, you don't listen to him? Shit, go ahead and check this out. And the music will do the job. Because it's that great. And that's how them niggas, you know what I mean, make one. Because you ask a nigga like, yeah, a lot of hip-hop Pac is still so fucking relevant. I'm not a big Pac fan, but he's so fucking relevant.
But that's because the message that like, just, and just use Pac as an example. I don't know, Pac is like cheating to use as an example, but Pac was prolific in his message when he was spitting. Yeah. So his message is still relevant to this day. Yeah. So like I was say, Pac is kind of cheating because Pac wasn't just a rapper. Pac wasn't just an artist. Pac was, Pac was an advocate. Pac was a panther. Pac, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Pac was a soldier. You know what I'm saying? So he was prophetic in his words. So that kind of message still resonates with young black brothers and young black sisters, and our community. You know what I'm saying? We still got Brenda having a baby. We still dear mama. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter. It's the times, certain things just don't change. Certain things are just evolution.
But that's the problem with these young niggas nowadays. They don't have that same struggle. They're too content. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a microwave. Like you said, it's a microwave society. Everything is seconds.
Pac talking about Brenda having a baby was a bad thing. He was trying to tell sisters not to go this route. Nowadays, you got young girls having young girls having young girls having young girls. They're like, oh, God, we're good. You know what I'm saying? That's not the message no more. They don't care about Brenda.
Yeah, teen moms and shit. They might make teen moms.
Yeah, they got movies. They got TV shows called Teen Moms.
Catch them outside.
Juno and shit like that. Like, it's celebrating.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
And not only that, the narrative push behind that is you don't need a black man in your life. We'll take care of you. We'll take care of you and your child. We'll turn your child. It's just, bro, it's...
Say it louder. Hey, say it louder for the people in the back.
Man, listen, right? You know what I mean? It's
part of the program. Because I be talking about that shit all the fucking time. I say it all the goddamn time. I say it all the time. Brittany got a baby, but Brittany barely got a brain. But that's okay because it's 2024.
The girl can hardly spell her name.
God damn.
You feel me? But that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. Like, nigga, but they don't care. Like, and that's the thing. And they're perpetuating. Nowadays, they're like, nah, that's not even a message no more. You know what I'm saying? Because it's cool for Brenda to have a baby because we're going to take care of Brenda. Brenda can have another baby. We're going to take care of that baby, too.
We're going to give you all the things you need, but just make sure it ain't no nigga in your household.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's
you get more per baby without nigga than you do with.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because that is the magic they want to destroy.
You get paid more for a baby with another man than you get paid for having a baby with the same man that you had before. Yeah. So if you're getting child support from your first baby daddy and you have another kid with him, your amount is not the same as if you have another baby daddy.
Yeah.
So what is that?
You getting 2 paychecks worth the same amount as the first.
You know what I'm saying? You get exactly. You get the same. You get 2 first baby daddy per
and
first
you just
baby
make sure neither one of them in the house. We gonna look out with some more shit.
100%. And if you have another baby by another nigga, we got you again on the fresh start.
Again, but you just gotta make sure if anything goes wrong, you tell us we can lock this little black motherfucker up.
But at the same time, every black man is paying taxes on those black kids. Yeah. Even though we don't support them, they are. Black men ain't taking care of none of them. Where do you think black men's taxes go to?
Yeah. It's either them kids or them niggas in the jail.
Both of them. You know what I'm saying? Because they're one and the same almost. If you look at it statistically, they're one and the same. That boy is going to grow up and be. It's the pregnant to prison pipeline. I call it the pregnancy to prison pipeline.
Yeah.
They don't even get to school to go to. It's not even a school to prison pipeline. It's the pregnancy to prison pipeline.
And like you said, we ain't even mad at this no more. We mad. We still falling for the same dumb shit.
Facts, nigga. And that's what. And the thing is, like, nigga, we fall for it so bad now that they're not even trying to hide it no more.
God like, damn. Hold on, Cali.
We're good.
Hold on, Cali. I gotta let my nigga drop that bar again. What'd you say?
Willie was they Tupac.
Damn. Willie Lynch was they
goddamn
Willie Lynch
Tupac. Was they Tupac. He was prophetic. He knew exactly what to do, when to do it, because he do it. He was their Tupac, bro. Willie was their Tupac.
Hey, that's it, dog. We out, bro. That's it, dog. We signing off on that, dog. Yo. God damn, man. This is Now I'm Talking About. I am. Mo got it all.
Deuce the Prophet.
Go ahead, check a Deuce to him, Cali.
You already know what it is, man. It's Big Red tapping in West Coast PM, man.
Glad to have you, bro. Real talk, man. That was fun, man.
Damn right.
I appreciate y'all, man. Anytime y'all need me, holler at your boy.
For sure. It won't be the last time, man.
Yeah. We're going to get you on
All
like a
right,
Zoom
I'm
call
out
and
here,
shit.
man.
It's out.
Peace.
All right. I want to talk about Pusha and Jim Jones.
I know, right?
No, nigga. That was my segue. Oh, shit. Another random thought. This nigga D-Block. You know my nigga D-Block.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about him posting. I feel like he just trolling niggas.
Yeah.
And I think I need to be mad at myself because why am I getting worked up about this shit? So he was like, somebody was talking about this about their battle or whatever. He was like, yo, who gives a fuck about these two niggas, man? Like, what the hell? I'm like, yo, this is like, I'm here for it. Like, what are we talking about, nigga? He's like, yo, two niggas, you gotta look for their music? I'm like, what these niggas is white people award nominated? What are we talking about, dog? Like, Push's last album, like, the white people want to give him an award for that. So, you know what I mean? But I think that's the problem. So don't complain to me.
Yeah, that's why music is trash.
Yeah.
Even Bow Wow said that shit. Though.
What he said?
Bow Wow said music trash. All this new music trash. All these rappers sound alike. They doing the same cadence, same. You know what I'm saying? All the same shit. I mean, but you know, I guess you can say that for every generation.
Because Niche was saying you ain't saying that about the baby and all this shit sounded the same when he came out. I'm like, yeah, but you know he was five mixtapes deep when you heard about it.
Yeah.
So you put
but
in
not
the
only
work.
that, like he don't sound like everybody else though.
Yeah.
All his shit sounds the same.
That's true. Yeah.
But he don't sound like everybody else.
Only person sounds similar to him is Megan. These two niggas sound the same.
Yeah.
And I barely knew it woke Megan when Baby was rapping. Nigga. Deep voice, light voice, intersection ass niggas.
Yeah, motherfucking when I heard him on the same job.
We can talk about the fight. I mean, I know it's a month away, so I guess we can wait. But what's that nigga name? Spence had an interview on Bomani, and it was boring at first. And I've heard Bomani talk about how some interviews are just like pulling teeth, and then I give you answers. But I'm thinking like, yeah, but you talking to a nigga that get punched in the head over there. So that's what the answer sound like. You know what I mean? But as it went on, I guess he got more comfortable. So the interview did go good. And he was saying, Bomani was like, yeah, you know, what about the people that were saying that y'all should have been for it a long time ago? He was like, yeah, I understand it took 5 years, but back then you would have got two good fighters with one belt apiece.
Yeah.
Opposed to now you're getting great fighters, and this is undisputed.
Yeah.
So I never thought about it like that. Makes sense, but
Right.
that's a good answer. Like it took a year to come up with that, so I'm rock with it. But
yeah, that's what you say, right?
Shit, yeah.
Look at that fucking move he put on this nigga.
God damn, Deacon Jones. On the other side of the ball, right?
Yeah, that's Lane Thompson.
Word?
Lane Thompson.
Johnson?
And that's Von Miller.
Oh, word.
Yeah, it's Lane Thompson and the Eagles and the Broncos.
You know what happened back in, about 20 years from now? They would say Lane Johnson was playing with plumbers.
Yeah, right. And that's when Von fucking Miller, you just tossed to the dirt like that. Because he was off balance and bid on some stupid shit. And you hit this nigga with a left hook in the back of his head.
Oh, shit, that is hilarious.